Hello friends, how you doing? Day 1439. Hope doing amazing. Oh, let me get some light in here. Oh, there we go. Oh my gosh. Powerful reading. I'm still reading Daring Greatly by Brené Brown. And I'm on the chapter of wholehearted parenting. And she talks about the difference between belonging and fitting in. I'm just going to read a couple passages from the book. So she defines belonging as the innate human desire to be part of something larger than us. And she said one of the big surprises while she was doing her research on this was that fitting in and belonging are not the same thing. She says fitting in is actually one of the greatest barriers to belonging. And so fitting in is about assessing a situation and becoming who you need to be in order to be accepted. Belonging, on the other hand, doesn't require us to change who we are. It requires us to just be who we are. And so have you ever felt that you belonged? Whether it be at home, at school, at work, at church, in business, whatever communities that you're part of. Or have you felt that you've always tried to fit in? I hope it is the former, because we are all different, and that is for a reason, and we are all worthy and are important. Okay, so here's a really interesting part here. When she asked a bunch of 8th graders, here's how they defined it. Belonging is being somewhere you want to be and they want you. Fitting in is being somewhere you really want to be, but they don't care one way or the other. Another kid described it as belonging is being accepted for you, fitting in is being accepted for being like everyone else. I get to be me if I belong. I have to be like you to fit in. And so these 8th graders, they get it. And a sense of worthiness and importance is so strong and so important when we're growing up. And if you are unaware of your childhood and how you grow up, then going to adulthood, you actually carry that with you. That feeling of unworthiness or unlovability or whatever that is. And so here's an interesting thing. So the kids talk about a heartache of not feeling a sense of belonging at home. Oof. One student wrote, not belonging at school is really hard, but it's nothing compared to what it feels like when you don't belong at home. And then she actually went on to ask the students, what does that look like? What does that mean? Give me some examples. And so here are some examples of these 8th graders of describing what it means when you don't belong at home. Ugh. And I can relate to some of these. Not living up to your parents' expectations. Number 2, not being as cool or popular as your parents want you to be. Number 3, not being as smart as your parents. Number 4, not being good at the same things your parents are good at. Number 5, your parents being embarrassed because you don't have enough friends or you're not an athlete or a cheerleader. Number 6, your parents not liking who you are and what you like to do. And number 7, when your parents don't pay attention to your life. Whew. And then she goes on to write, if we want to cultivate worthiness in our children, we need to make sure they know that they belong and that their belonging is unconditional. So that's obviously that's a massive subject and very deep. And and it can be it's a vulnerable subject for many people. Because I don't know, how did you grow up? What messages were given to you during upbringing? And I believe for the most part, parents, they probably unintentionally try to make you fit in. And I know, like, my parents, logically, they wanted the best for me. But their belief of what success is was very different from mine. And because of that, I didn't have that sense of belonging, if you will. I knew logically that I was loved, and I was a part of the family, but the non-acceptance of my parents, of my dreams and my goals and what my beliefs and values are, was a challenge. Fortunately, I was able to be a part of start my growth journey of self-discovery and learn about me, others, and so forth, to work through that. But I'm sure many of you have gone through the same thing or something similar. And I'll just tell you, regardless of your upbringing, it may have helped shape who you are or where you're at right now. But at the end of the day, it's your life. It's your responsibility to heal. It's your responsibility to do the work, to understand yourself, and to overcome whatever it is that you want to. Because nobody's perfect. I'm sure, or I'm hoping, but I'm sure your parents did the best that they could. And they were limited. Just as you are limited now. Do you know everything? And if you do, the problem is probably not. The problem is probably in the mirror. If you think you know everything, because you don't. There's so many things I still need to learn about, and I try to keep as open in mind as possible and continue to learn so that I can become better at connecting with people, helping others, whatever it is. And if I become a parent one day, hopefully become a better parent. You never know. But everything that you learn about yourself will only prepare you to be the person you need to be to make the impact that you were meant to be. That's my belief anyways. That is all for tonight, my friends. I know it's a little bit deeper, but my gosh. Phenomenal book. And Brene Brown has tons of other really, really great information as well. I definitely recommend having a few reads, but just remember that it is some pretty deep stuff, and it may be very uncomfortable, but I encourage you to lean into the discomfort instead of away, okay? Because I assure you, it will only benefit you, okay? I love you all. I'll see you tomorrow. Ciao.